I'm getting pretty exhausted uploading videos daily. I think I might take a break. But for now, click Slaves in Norda. Funnily enough, this whole chapter's title is named after literally one thing about the chapter. And it is literally one out of many things in this chapter that is notable. So, Nina is like, oh yeah, we're going back to Akania. This is where I was born. And Marth's like, yeah, we're gonna retake it. And stuff. And the dialogue here doesn't even mention the slaves in Norda, mind you. But yeah. Bottom right of this map is, I assume, that is Norda. There are two villages. One of them has Linda in it. And the other one has George. We'll talk about him later, but for now, let's talk about my strategy in this chapter. There's not much to it. Really. It's just... Oh, well, first things first, we need to talk about this stuff. All Nina says is, oh, the memories suck. I remember when things that were terrible happened. And then she's just like, I can't dwell on it much longer. We just need to kick these guys' asses. That's all you need to know about the dialogue. Not terribly interesting. I mean, okay. It's nice that Nina is talking about how shitty everything is. I like when the characters just talk about personal turmoils, you know? But anyway, there are two paths to Norda. I'm just gonna say fuck it and have both of my flyers just go straight there. Minerva gets a serious, like, show of power here. She has 12 defense, and the mercenaries that are around the village, who are referred to as hoodlums, only have about 13 attack power, so they basically can't do anything to her. So she can actually weaken the enemies with her Silver Lance, and then you can wipe them out with, like, Marth or whatever, as he's just running over to the village. One of the more notable things about this chapter is that, once again, Pegasus Riders, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm gonna continue calling myself an idiot every time Pegasus Riders show up. But yeah, like, you have this nice little mountain area that makes it a little tricky to deal with them. And thankfully, you also have plenty of firepower to kick their ass. So, this is also the first chapter where I had the sense to turn off the animations to make things go by a little bit faster. Oh, that was a bit high-pitched. And thank God for that, because turning off the animations and speeding up the footage 3 times certainly made this video footage much shorter. After we take care of these Pegasus Riders, we gotta worry about the Thief, the Ranger, and the Cavaliers. So when you attack the Thief, you're basically in the range of that Ranger, and I think sometimes you're in the range of the Cavalier, so it's a little tricky and risky to go after him, but thankfully he comes our direction anyway, so it's not like he's difficult to catch or anything. Mark's gonna visit the villages, Minerva's gonna fly over here, and the rest of my dudes are just gonna stick around, be the backup. Julian's gonna get some experience off of the Pegasus Riders, and a couple other things to note about the chapter is that this is the first chapter that introduces Manicheets. Actually, more on that in another case of removed content from FE3. The original Chapter 8 was removed. Oh, but first... Yes! No, I don't want a slave. But I do want Linda. Not as a slave, though. That would be fucked up. Yeah, this is one of the first few instances where Marth actually gets really fucking pissed. He gets a bit more mad in Book 2, I think. But otherwise, he's pretty amiable a guy. Yay, Linda! She's wearing some shit to make herself look like a boy. I don't know how the fuck you would mistake her as a boy. She's clearly got that feminine face going on. But, yeah, there you go. She has absurdly long hair. I don't know how she's able to hide all of it in that... What the fuck is that, a hat? Yeah, her hair goes down to, like, her ankles. if you just look at any artwork of her, so I don't know how the fuck she's able to, like, hide all that and fool people. There you go. Linda is super good. She's fast, and she comes with a Aura Tome, which is exclusive to her, and it kills most enemies in just one hit, straight up. Like, it's just that powerful. Her magic stat's not that great, but she doesn't really need it to be great, because again, nobody has really resistance in this game. Most of her stats are, like, her stat growths are amazing. She has great skill, great speed, great luck, great weapon level. She'll pretty much max out all of them. Now, I would say that in terms of usefulness and efficiency runs, she's probably not as good as Merrick, because Merrick can wipe out the Wyvern Riders no problem. Oh, and by the way, this is George. I should probably talk about the chapter that was removed while we get onto this. So George originally joined in the removed chapter 8. Normally this chapter would be chapter 11, and the previous chapter would be chapter 10, and before that would be chapter 9, which would be the Worm King's Wrath, and that was the original introduction of Manakets in this game. But we do have a boss Manakete in this chapter, so this one serves that purpose. But yeah, you would normally get George in that chapter, and in yet another case of removed content, there used to be a recruitable ballistician in this chapter named Jake that you would have to recruit with Sheeta. But yeah, they decided, you know what, well, we removed that chapter, let's just toss George in here, just for the hell of it. George is fucking cool. He's got this face like, don't fuck with me, bitch. He looks like a very calculating man, you know? I do like my calculating man, but yeah, there's Kozin. He's the Manakete boss, and in some of the most devious enemy placement I've ever seen in a Fire Emblem game, firstly, he moves, and if you move in his range, you're also in the range of an enemy sniper. And that sucks, because with their combined might, they can pretty much kill any character on your side. Now, thankfully, the game has a sense to give you a fort to stand on to bait them out. But you still basically have to roll dice in order to survive this encounter. And there we go. Yeah, they look exactly like Bantu when he transforms. This guy's pretty fucked up. He's just like, burn, flesh, blah, blah. They breathes fire. Now, it's worth noting that he only has a 25% hit chance of hitting you. So it's not that bad. But, you know, it still sucks that you gotta roll dice. I think if I was feeling a bit saucier, I could have flew Minerva and Sheeta over the mountain south of this castle and just, like, dismounted them onto one of the forts and baited those two out and, you know, take them out one by one. But I was too focused on the village because, god damn it, man, it's Linda! Yay! So yeah, Bantu has been in an ironic twist of fate. He has been reduced to the guy who goes mall shopping. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I wasn't prepared to deal with Kozin. I forgot that I had a dragon killer. And, like, when I baited him out, I was like, wait, what the fuck am I gonna do? And then, just conveniently, Navarre has the dragon killer. I don't even remember where I got that. But yeah, that power ring that he gives us, I think that gives us +5 strength when it's applied. That's going straight to Linda, because she only has 2 points of strength, and I want to make her magic super awesome. Because that's going to be great to see her just blow shit up. Though it's worth noting that in Book 2, she's even more ridiculous. This is like the prelude to the Lindocalypse. Lindopocalypse. There we go. That one works. So, normally, there would be a character named Jake who would be one of the ballisticians, but he was removed, and recruiting him is actually kind of a pain in the ass, because you have to recruit him specifically with a pretty girl, and apparently the only pretty girl on our fucking team is Sheeta. And as you may have guessed, Sheeta is a flyer. And in the games where you can recruit him, she can't dismount. What a fucking convenience. So you basically have to risk taking a hit or just wear out his ballista, and that takes forever, as you can imagine. Or you could just warp Sheeta over, but that's a little bullshit. I'm not gonna waste warp stabs for that shit. So strangely enough, the person on the castle is not a boss. It's just a generic dude. I think that was supposed to be Jake, but again, removed. And I was very paranoid that the forts in this chapter would ambush spawn me. Never happened. So I guess I'm just really lucky. So anyway, I think we're more or less set here. Not much else to talk about in this chapter. I think I've mentioned everything. Though I will mention that because of all the new animations that I wanted to showcase in this chapter, I had to constantly flip the animations on and off, on and off. So that was a little inconvenient. But yeah, I'm gonna grind Linda up. Don't misinterpret that. And I'm gonna use her. Because damn, man. She's good. And she's just gonna take out the rest of these enemy units here with the aura spell. Because, you know, I can't be asked to use something weaker and save up that thing's uses. There's only a couple more chapters left in this game anyway. And we will be getting an item that gives it infinite uses that I will no doubt be exploiting. But yeah, she can just flat out kill him in one hit. It's awesome! Holy shit. Merrick can't even do that shit. He has to get a crit or it has to be a wyvern dude. You know? And we are done. So now Marth is more or less ready to liberate Pales and Akania and make Nina one happy camper. There are captive knights in the castle. They all suck. We'll get to them later. Bye.